Hello there, this is Alex from Who Target Podcast, and today we need to discuss the new episode titles for Season 2 or 15, whatever you call it. They all dropped last night, and I want to go through the episode titles here and my thoughts on what they might be about, because they're actually quite interesting. Basically, I've got an iPad next to me to always being blind, so if you hear my terrible voiceover voice, I apologise, but I need to go through each title. So let's start. First one is The Robot Revolution, written by Russell T. Davies.
Written by Russell T. Davies, directed by Peter Hall.
And directed by Peter Hall. So if there's a little pause, I'm scrolling on my iPad. Then we have Lux, written by Russell T. Davies again.
Written by Russell T. Davies, directed by Amanda Brocchi.
And directed by Amanda Brocchi, I think that's how you pronounce her surname.
Bullet, The Well.
Then we have The Well,
written by Russell T.
Davies.
Directed by Amanda Brocchi.
And then also directed by Amanda Brocchi.
Bullet,
Then we have
Lucky Day.
Lucky Day, written by Pete McTighe and directed by Peter Hall.
Bullet, The Story of the Engine.
The Story of the Engine, I know, a really weird title, we'll talk more about that in a minute.
Written by Inwa Ellams.
Written by Kula Ellens
Directed by McCallum McPherson.
and directed by McCallum McPherson. Sorry if my pronunciation's terrible there.
Bullet, The Interstellar Song Contest.
Then The Interstellar Song Contest,
Written by Juno Dawson.
written by Juno Dawson
Bullet, written by Juno Dawson. Directed by Ben A.
and directed by Ben Ames.
Bullet, Wish World.
Then Wish World,
Written by Russell T.
Davies,
Alex Sanjeev Pillai.
and then directed by Alex Sanjeev Pillai. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Then these are the final two episodes, and finally we have
Bullet, The Reality War.
The Reality War,
Written by Russell
T. Davies, and again directed by Alex Sanjeev.
Russell T. Davies.
So there you go. Sorry, you can hear my iPad waffling on. I'm just going to stop that now. You might shut up, iPad. Very interesting titles. As I said, we start with The Robot Revolution, and I presume that's going to be about AI and it taking over a planet maybe, and the Doctor saving the planet. I think there's going to be a nod to AI, because Russell T. Davies has never been a fan of technology. Well, years and years had a very interesting slant on technology. Then we have Lux, which is all about light. That's the actual word for light, if you've looked into that. I got a feeling that's the Alan Cummings character coming out of the cinema screen to life, sort of like they did in that Tortured episode. Then we've got The Well, which I have no idea about. It could be a well that goes through time and space, or could be people falling down a well, knowing Russell T. Davies and some strange thing in Cardiff. That could be like the 74 Yards episode, very sort of basic back in Wales, maybe. Then we have Lucky Day, which I presume is the first episode with Ruby and her boyfriend, who's like he's a blogger. That's what I'm going to say. He's a blogger, and he's putting out the message there, and I'm not too sure. Then we have the very weird title, and I think he's been watching either The Engine in his childhood, old Russell T. Davies. We have The Story of the Engine, which I think is the Unit episode, where everybody thinks that Unit is hiding stuff, and it's going to be the whole Unit Kate episode, or the whole Unit. I think the Unit Tower in London has vanished or something, so I'm not too sure. Then we're going to go very fun, very camp. I think this episode will probably annoy lots of people, not me, but I think it'll be great. The Interstellar Solar Song Competition, which is going to be very much like the Eurovision Song Contest, if you've ever seen that. It's a thing that lots of states in Europe take on to win Best Song. I think even Ryland's going to be in the episode. It's going to be Sentings. It's going to be very camp, very out there, very, very beautiful, basically. And it's meant to be the most expensive Doctor Who episode ever. Then we get to Wishing World, which I presume is going to be a planet where you can wish for everything your heart's content wants, and maybe Rogue might come back. The Doctor might wish for Rogue, or other theories are that he might wish for Susan to come back, and Susan will come back. And then to finish off, we have Reality War, which might be all the realities colliding, might be Mrs. Flood is in control of reality somehow, because she could be the Ramani. Nobody knows. I don't really, much as I love the Rami, I don't want the Rami to come back, basically. I want a new villain. I want something new, not old school. Yeah, and if you want other people's take, I recommend watching Ferris's video on YouTube. Ferris is a great Doctor Who person who's is as into Doctor Who as I am. Yeah, so title-wise, they're really good. The Year of the End is my only concern because it's not the greatest title, to be honest. Well, I think the rest of them are quite interesting. They're not really telling you a great deal. I think there are connections because if you look at the little trailers they put out with them last night, the villain that Freddie Fox is playing is sort of got devil horns, and I think he's connected to the song contest, solo song contest. I'm never going to get that title right. And then in the thing for Wishing Well, there's somebody with horns again. So maybe there's a connection. I did like Ferris's outlet where they stupidly open the box that the Toy Master's in the unit episodes, and that leads to a pantheon of gods. That sort of Marvel sort of big episode at the end would be great. But it's just, I'm not too sure, but it looks like 2 standalone episodes at the end of the season, maybe. It'll be a bit different. And yeah, I think the titles are really good. I like the titles this time I've seen them. The little trailers were quite fun that went out on last night, and it's a bit of a shame not having a new trailer after all those, but I think that's coming again soon. I do like it on BBC that every night you get the little ident thing with the TARDIS music. That's really good. So it's reminding you. I think it was a little bit of a shame not having a sing or anything on Red Nose Day, because you've got to really keep ramping up the sort of keep it in people's consciousness till April, definitely. And yeah, then again, I see what there's a bit of controversy. People don't like the fact it's moving to 8 a.m. I don't mind it. I'll just get up early on Fridays. I personally preferred it at midnight. I liked it when it was at midnight. So I will just get with it. I know you cannot win with every Doctor Who fan. That's the problem. Nobody likes everything in this world. So you just have to get used to it. Yeah, but overall, I really like the titles. There's probably one out of those what is a bit ropey, which is the engine one. Otherwise, they look pretty good. They're not really telling you a great deal. Even the little trailer things didn't tell you a great amount unless you went into it in depth details. I'm not going to do, so I can't see them. There's no audio description for them, unfortunately. But yeah, they do look good. I think he has definitely taken on board the little errors of season 1. Yeah, season 1 was great, except for that ending episode. The Sutek character, I was so annoyed because it wasn't used properly, unfortunately. But I think there's a lot of promise for this season, and I'm really hoping that, season 3 is going to come. I think season 3 will come without Disney or not with Disney. Well, I hope with Disney, because you get the big explosive set, which was amazing. Anyway, let me know your feelings in the comments. Keep liking, keep hitting the bell, and if you've got comments in the video you might not like the new titles, you might like the titles, just put a comment on the page, would be amazing. As I said, I'm going to do in a bit the episode of Bergerac I watched yesterday, the new series of Bergerac, and if there's other things I'm watching, let me know. If you want a video on it, let me know. I need to sit down and do a video on the Marlowe murders thing as well. That is brilliant. If you haven't watched that, watch that. I can highly recommend, but it's for adults only, the fact that TJ Dallas's books, the second book, has come out of the Roth trilogy on Audible yesterday. That's what I'm listening to when I'm not listening to Butter for Book Club. So yeah, enjoy, keep liking, keep sharing, and keep the love.